Hey guys, this is another podcast with Tulsa Bed Bug Specialist. You can visit us at tulsabedbugspecialist.com. Podcast is Bedbug Special. Sorry, Bedbug Specialist the Bedbug Specialist podcast. Yeah, we're back again with another episode. On this episode, we're gonna just talk about treatment and actually, I'm gonna go over a few things that you can do for yourself to eliminate the infestation yourself. Of course, if this treatment doesn't work for you, then you probably need to go ahead and call a professional. I would probably suggest calling a professional first, but that's me being an exterminator. That's a professional. That's what you're supposed to say. We do get a lot of people that tried themselves and they give us a call. Most, I would say, 80% of our clients have tried something first and then gave us a call. A lot of the stuff online doesn't work. A lot of the store bought products doesn't work. So um, that is usually really come behind them and fix the problem for them. It saves them time, energy, and in most cases, money. Because once you start throwing away furniture, buying all these products, buying mattress encasements, you could have just called a professional and we would have got it done a lot sooner or quicker. And like I say, with less energy and stress as well. Because what happens is usually people will say, hey, we did this, we sprayed this, and we didn't see them for a couple days, and then, or even a couple weeks. Thought the infestation was gone, then found out later they came back. So, um, so after all of the few months of trying things, they could have called us to begin with, and the infestation would have been killed in a few days to even a few weeks. So yeah. So let me go down my list of different things. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about kind of in I say not normal, but in a average infestation. So this kind of means if you have them in your home, if you've seen them in your beds, maybe your couches. Couches and recliners are a little more difficult to get rid of. Bed bugs, they can, you can, but in a normal circumstance, this is kind of the again, I'm sorry, I keep using that word normal. I mean average infestation. This is kind of the process that we would follow. We might do a little more, a little less. There's some techniques that the public can't do just because you're not licensed or insured to do these things. So I'm gonna tell you kind of what you can do. Um, where we're at in Oklahoma, um, um, which is where my license is registered. You can only purchase products in person, professional products in person. Uh, so if you are anywhere, in the country, you might have a shop you can go to, a place you can go to get insecticides. Not You're not gonna find them at a feed store. I know a lot of people kind of call me or tell them, we did, instead of going to Walmart or Lowe's, we went to the feed store, and that was, because they feel like the feed store is gonna have better products, which they do, but they're still not professional products. So yeah, there's stuff you're not gonna get at Walmart, but they are a little better. I mean, I don't to say much better. I would say no, um, but I have seen like a product here, a product there at a feed store that I would probably use in certain situations. Not for bed bugs though, um, but anyway, you'll probably want to get online to find some products. So here's how we're gonna start this. If you discover you have bed bugs, you probably want to get a good product like Crossfire. That's a product that we use. It's by a manufacturer called MGK. Um, it's a really good product for bed bugs. Of course, what we say is there's no silver bullet in doing treatments for getting rid of all the bed bugs. But if this had to be a silver bullet, if you had to label one, this would be one. You know. Um, so first of all, and you can probably find it online. I don't want to say where you can find it because I don't want to give any companies or stores more shine than others, but that is a good product to get. Um, there's other professional products that you can get as well, um, but that would be one we recommend. The toxicity of it is very low. The effectiveness of it is very high, um, and and so yeah, that is. And like we always have to say, read the label, read the label, read the label. Follow the label, follow the label, follow the label. This is very important. One thing that we've learned is that when we as professionals have tried a lot of things, and as the consumer or somebody that doesn't deal with this every day, and we assume it too, even before I got in this industry, or even when I do cleaning. Like, you look at the label, it says do this, or says do this. You sometimes think, hey, if I strengthen this, strength by putting more, I'll get better results. But no, the manufacturer has tested these products very extensively, and the recommended um, level or amount to put in with water or however you're going to treat is always on the label. So what that means is that the label has the best results you're going to get for using these products is going to be the amount that they tell you on the label, not more. So yeah, that's something to consider when doing this. Okay, let's get started. So what you're gonna do is, of course, at this point, you probably think you have bed bugs if you're listening to this, or if you got an idea of it. Maybe one of your kids has bite marks or whatever. And so anyway, you're gonna ask yourself a few questions first. You know, has I been outside recently? Could this be a mosquito? Do I have pets? Could this be a flea bite? When did I get bit? When did I notice it? Most people don't feel the bites, but they see the marks in the morning. So if you start to see fresh marks in the morning, that's more of a sign of bed bugs. If you're just seeing random bite marks, it might be fleas, it might be mosquitoes if you stay outside for long periods of time. Another question to ask yourself: did you go anywhere recently, or did your kids go anywhere recently? Did they go on an overnight trip somewhere? Did you go over an overnight trip somewhere, or did somebody stay in your house recently that usually doesn't stay? That would be a question. These would be questions to ask yourself that would help. Okay, next would be an inspection. Inspection, you want to look in and around the furniture. Of course, you want to look at the mattress first, look at the seams around the mattress, all the way around on your side, or if your spouse's side. You want to look at your kids or any other beds that slept in. You want to look at the seams of the mattress. Definitely, if you have one of those mattresses that has like a pillow top where it has a big crease in the middle, or a big gap before it gets to the mattress, you'll definitely want to look at those very good, because that's where they like to hide, if you have them. So after that, you'll want to check the frame or the box spring. The box springs usually is where you find them. I feel like I find them the most. Um, the infestation gets once it gets out of hand, they usually kind of make their way to the mattress, but they like to stay on the frame. I feel it because the frame doesn't move as much as the mattress could or can, and so they rather not be disturbed. So you'll probably find them on the frame first if the infestation isn't bad. Check the headboard. I would start in the back and then kind of look inside those screw holes. They like to hang out in there. If you have a favorite recliner, check the back of it. Usually where the back meets. I'm sorry, excuse me. Check the recliner and where the back meets the seat part. That's going to be more likely where you're going to find them in the back of the frame or under it. Um, Again, they might work there. You might find them in the front, like where you sit, or the back part in creases. But usually, if the infestation is just started, that's where you're gonna find them. Uh, yeah. So anyway, so at this point, you've discovered you have bed bugs. So what do we do now? Uh, so there's a few items that you need to get. Um, Maybe I should have mentioned that at the beginning of the video. Or I'm sorry, not video, but recording. But you're going to need a steamer, a spray bottle, probably about a gallon spray bottle, of course, the Crossfire or any other product that you have. Um, and you're going to need a vacuum. We have a professional vacuum, of course. That's all we use for bed bugs. I would suggest buying a vacuum if you can because you don't want to keep a vacuum that you're vacuuming up bed bugs in. There's specially vacuums for bed bugs. They're a little expensive, but you can get just a cheap regular one. I think I've even seen them at Walmart for like $50, $60. You can get a steamer for about 30 to 50. Spray bottle about $10 to $15 at Lowe's, and then the product itself. So you're gonna want to first, uh, again, if you're seeing them first, you're going to want to vacuum up as many as you can find. So you're gonna flip over the mattress. Be very careful. Not first of all, bag up all the bedding in a bag, and then you're gonna throw that in the dryer. Um, you're gonna flip up the mattresses. You're going to. I'm sorry, I'm blanking out on me. So you're going to, yeah, flip over the mattress. You're going to take that vacuum, and if they have a tool, I mean, more than likely, not more than likely, only you're going to take the hose part, put the crevice tool. You're going to put that on the hose part of the vacuum, and then you're just going to use that. And of course, when you're finished with this vacuum, you need to leave it outside or even throw it away. Um, so you're going to take that crevice tool. You're going to get all of the seams of the mattress. You're going to, I'm sorry, I just got a message. Um, you're going to take that crevice tool. You're going to get all the little spots or all the little places where you've seen the bed bugs. This is where a good inspection comes in. So you're going to vacuum them up with that little crevice tool. Go over them as much as you can. At this point, you could have the steamer getting ready. Of course, put water in it. I think most steamers you have to use distilled water. I think that helps with keeping the steamer longer because if you use kind of tap water or any kind of dirty water, um, that can corrode the heating element inside and mess it up. So you want to use distilled or filtered water. Um, Put that in the steamer. You can have that going at this point, and then by the time you finish vacuuming the frame, the mattress, the box spring, the headboard, you're going to want to have the steamer handy. You're going to start steaming those same edges and cracks. What the steam is going to do is it can kill bed bugs, but also it's going to make them uncomfortable enough that's going to flush them out from their crevice. I mean, not crevice. They're going to flush them out from their hiding spots if any remain after vacuuming. Then also it's going to melt off the glue that keeps eggs in certain places. Of course, they lay eggs in all of these little places. The steam can melt that stuff, and so that way the eggs won't be as sticky, and you'll be able to vacuum them up, or they'll die just a little easier if the steam hasn't killed them already. But you want to get a good steamer. Um, one thing about steamers that they don't tell you is that you do kind of have to wait about 5 to 7 seconds per spot you use it on. Um, so you can count it out. It might be less depending on the strength of it or how close they are. But I've noticed that you want to get up on them a little bit. Don't want to get the bed soaking wet. Um, so there's definitely a balance with that, with time, how much moisture um, uh, to use on the bed bugs. But yeah, but anyway, the idea is to flush them out from any cracks and crevices. So try to any crevices you can't that's hard to vacuum. You want to throw some steam in those little areas. Again, that's going to help flush them out and loosen any eggs. You want to do that on the frame. You want to do that on the cloth part. Um, you want to do that in the seams of the box springs under the frame as much as you can. If you have a mechanical bed, you might not want to use steam on it, but you know, to each their own. You know, um, the product may be good enough to just get it without the steam if it's not too bad, but I would definitely do the edges of any frame, any motorized frame, if you can. So yeah. So again, we're gonna go back to the vacuum. Take the vacuum again and start vacuuming any that you've seen or any that's came out, or vacuum those same areas up again. Again, because eggs are loosened, bed bugs are flushed out of these areas, and um, this is just a better way to kill them. So, depending on how many beds you have to do, this could be a couple, an hour or two process for you. Um, so so yeah. So at this point, you want to use the label. You want to you probably want to have the product mixed and ready to go at this point, so you don't want too much time between vacuuming and steaming and then spraying the product. Um, so hopefully you can have it mixed. Again, follow label, follow label, follow label. Read the label. And so I'm gonna put that in your mind. Um, I would mix it. If you use Crossfire specifically, again, you don't have to use Crossfire. There are other products that are good. Um, that's one of my favorite is Crossfire. You can use a little warm water, not hot water, warm water. It mixes better, and it doesn't. Some of the product it doesn't stay. It doesn't coat the spray bottle very well. So that way you get more of the product when you're spraying it out. So and it helps mix it better. Shake it very well, but again, follow label. So you want to spray that, of course, where the label recommends, around the frame, inside the frame, around the mattress seams, wherever the label tells you to. On the back of the headboard. Now, with this being said, you definitely want to um, check any recliners, any couches. The same process goes. Like I said, use um, inspection, vacuuming, steaming, then vacuuming, and then using the crossfire when it comes to um, couches and recliners. Of course, these I when we don't get many callbacks, meaning like people call us to complain about our service or say they still haven't got them. All of them, usually, like I would say, 8 out of 10 times, it's usually the couches or recliner, because those are a little harder to treat because there's so many more spots to find that the bed bugs can hide in. Um, so they can hide in the frame where you can't really reach, and of course we can't cut the fabric to get in those little crevices, but we have our ways and we have different tools that we use that can help treat very effectively. So anyway, you want to use the same process, kind of look at the frame of it, the seams of the pillows, uh, where the butt meets the back of the pillow, back of the chair. You want to get those areas really well. That's going to be your more likely where they're hiding. And again, that's if the infestation is kind of low still. But yeah, I think that's about it when it comes to the treatment. And of course, we say apply this product about 21 to 30 days later. Even if you don't see them, do it about 21 to 30 days later. Um, that way you can get them. The product is very potent in that time frame, and it's still working. And but don't do it any earlier, because more is not always better, because you need time for the bed bugs to come in contact with the product, and sometimes they need a little more time to die. So don't do it any earlier than that. I would suggest doing it a second time. At the second time, if you haven't got rid of them, like I would say after the second time, if it's been a couple weeks and you're still seeing them, at that point, don't use it again. Don't get another product. You need to call a professional at this point, because they'll have more insight on why the infestation is not gone, and let them know what products you use. That's important. Don't use any foggers in between all of this. I forgot to mention that. Don't use any diatomaceous earth. I forgot to um, mention that. But yeah, that's the majority of how you can self-treat for bed bugs yourself. If you have any questions, you can definitely hit us up on our social media pages. We have TikTok. I'm sorry, we're everywhere. We're on Twitter. We're on TikTok. We're on Facebook. If you get on our website, you can even shoot us a message. Yeah, there's plenty of ways to get in contact. You can say, "Hey, I heard this podcast on how you did this. It didn't work," or you have any questions on the process. I can give you a little more detail, maybe depending on what you're doing and what your situation is. But yeah, so hopefully this episode helped. Again, we know that bed bug treatments can be a little pricey, and everybody can't afford it. Can't afford a professional, and if you're just one of those do-it-yourselfers anyway, this is a great route to go. I wouldn't blame anybody. I mean, if of course, me myself, I'm biased because I say use a professional. They're going to do it the safest, the most effective, and the easiest, and they're going to get rid of it easier. So yeah, there's probably a little more details that I could go over, but I really can't think of anything right now. But here's what I will do. We have a inspection sheet and a preparation sheet to do treatments. I'll link those in the show notes of the podcast. So yeah, again, thank you for listening to Bed Bug Specialist podcast. You can find us at Tulsa Bed Bug Exterminator.com. Yeah. So shoot us a like, share this page to somebody who you feel like has it, or has bed bugs or needs some help. Yeah, and or you can give us a call, 918 Please let us know that you heard this episode and if it was helpful or not. That would be great. I'm still working on my speaking. Hopefully, I didn't have any ums. I know I have a couple um, pauses, but I guess that's the fault of doing this podcast by myself, to not have anybody to banter with. Yeah. So hopefully that helps. Till next time, guys. I don't know when this is going to be going out, but we're in the fall of 2024. So, yeah. Thank you for listening.